Hello everyone. Today we're doing a video with the face cam rather than a voiceover over footage because we're talking about one of my other passions that isn't film, and we're talking about theater and we're talking about Broadway. And so in a few weeks, I think as of today, like 3 weeks from now, are the Tony Awards. They're on June 15th, and so I wanted to come on here and give my predictions. But it's not fun to give my predictions just here by myself looking at a camera for 30 minutes. So I asked my mom if she would come on and we could talk about our predictions together in the space of a video. And we're just gonna start right off, and we're just gonna go through them.
Should I introduce myself?
Yeah, you can introduce yourself in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Angie. I'm Liam's mom.
Great.
We're
wearing shirts from shows. I would have worn my Merrily shirt, but it's in the wash.
Oh.
So I wore my Sweeney Todd shirt instead. This I got when we were in New York. We went to go see.
A cool back.
It does have a cool back.
I don't know
It
that
says the
anyone's
Dean
gonna
and
see
Barbara
it.
of Fleet Street.
I can't see it. I just
Anyone
like
can
it
see it.
Yeah.
But this is the shirt that I got from Sweeney Todd because we went in the spring. We went over spring break and we saw 3 shows. We saw Sweeney Todd, we saw Brooklyn Laundry, we saw Merrily. And so for this video, we can't speak really on how we felt about the show other than Merrily. But we can speak on sort of what the audience's reaction was to it, what the critics' reaction was to it, and
for the musicals we've listened to.
And for the musicals, we've listened to the music.
Yeah.
Some of it I've listened to myself. Like, I know Mom hasn't listened to the Gutenberg soundtrack, but I have. I've listened to all of Water for Elephants. Me and my mom have listened to a few songs from that one, but I've listened to the whole album. But I can speak on sort of the music and sort of how I feel about it, and how other people have felt about it. But Mom got her shirt. She's wearing her 6th shirt.
Sorry, not sorry.
Her 6th shirt from the tour.
Yes.
Which came this past season. We see Company next week, and there'll be a video out on that, and that's the
How
end of
excited
the
are you to
season.
see
I'm
Company?
very excited to see Company.
Yeah. You kind of like Sondheim.
I kind of like
that
Sondheim.
sort of new emerging musical.
If you can tell by the shows that we saw in the fall, I really like Sondheim quite a bit.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm excited to see Company in a couple weeks. But let's just jump right into.
Okay, I'm gonna have them up on my phone too, just so I can stay organized. Is that okay?
That's awesome.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So we're gonna start with Best Play.
Okay.
These are we're start Best Play and Best Musical. These are 2 big awards of the night. That's okay.
It's all right. Keep going.
So the nominees for Best Play are Jaja's African Hair Braiding, written by Jocelyn Bio. Mary Jane, written by Amy Herzog, starring Rachel McAdams. Mother Play, written by Paula Vogel. Prayer for the French Republic, written by Joshua Harmon, and Stereophonic, written by David Agini. And there's a few that I'm sort of thinking about, and there's one really that I know will win, but
that we are hoping to go see.
That we're hoping to go see in July.
This summer, right?
After my summer camp, I'm going to Stage Door Manor this summer, but we're hoping to go see
one of the shows.
One of the shows.
Yeah.
In the summer, because I think we agree on this one.
Yeah.
And my prediction is Stereophonic.
Yeah.
It is the most nominated play of all time. It beat out Slave Play, with 13 nominations this year. Every single scenic category it's nominated for, I believe. I think it's nominated for scenic design, sound design, scenic design, sound design, lighting design, costume design. Every actor from the show, I think, again, I'm not sure completely, but I think every actor from the show has been nominated for a Tony as well.
At least for leading and supporting.
They were all put into supporting category this year.
Got it, because it's an ensemble piece.
Because it's an ensemble piece.
Yep. Okay.
So most of the actors have been nominated. It is the 2nd best reviewed show of the season, because there's one show that's been reviewed better than this one has been. But it has had high praises.
Yeah.
We have people who live in New York who have said that it was their show and actually their favorite show that they've seen this year, and actually suggested to us that we go and see that show.
Yeah. My friend Michael was like, "You've got to go see Stereophonic."
And so that's my prediction for best play.
Mine too. Stereophonic, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see a couple of those shows. I mean, I'd obviously go see any of them, but yeah, I think Stereophonic I've heard is something really special. So I'm really excited to see it. And like you said, we've got lots of friends.
Yeah.
Who've said that.
Yeah.
We're gonna love it.
I've also heard.
And the music's great. I know it's a play, but the music
We've listened to the soundtrack
gorgeous.
for Stereophonic.
Yeah.
The music is gorgeous.
Do you think they'll do a pro shoot by any chance? I mean, is it the kind of show they'll do a pro shoot with?
They might. I know they'll do a Kennedy Center, or not Kennedy Center. They'll do a library. What's the library?
The Lincoln Center.
They'll
Library.
do a Lincoln Center recording of it.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, when it leaves August something or late July, early August, you can still go and watch it at the Lincoln Center Library as you can any show. I think for the most part.
I think so.
I know.
Since probably the early '60s. Okay, we better keep going.
Stereophonic. Yeah, we got to keep going because
we'll be here forever.
Talking
otherwise.
a lot. Okay, best musical.
Are we really starting with best musical? Like, is that what we want to do, and then move into? Okay, cool. We're starting big and then going small.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Okay.
Because I still get, just so you know, if you skipped ahead to this part, I still get the view. So I don't. Well, it doesn't matter to me.
And people may just want to watch like the first two.
People just want to watch the first 2 minutes and then leave after we finish talking about the actors.
I don't know why they want to leave because we're fabulous, but sure.
Yeah, we've got lots of personality.
Okay, great. Go for it.
There are 5 best musical nominees this year, as there are most years.
Okay.
This was a stacked season. There were, I think, 15 to 20 new musicals that opened this year, and most of them opened within the last 3 weeks of the Tony deadline. So it was a big year. It was a big year.
Have we listened to music from all of these? You have.
I've listened to the music from most of these.
Okay.
Hell's Kitchen has not released an album yet. It has not released a.
That's the Alicia Keys one, right?
Hell's Kitchen is not. Yes, it has not released a cast album yet. But there is on Wikipedia. There is a full cast, like a song synopsis on Wikipedia. So if you want to go and listen to those songs without the cast singing
Did she do a concept album?
You can.
Or
no, it's just her songs.
Oh, it's just her songs.
Like so.
Okay.
So you won't believe what the show ends with.
I don't know.
Empire State of Mind.
Oh, of course, which is a great song.
Yeah, which is a great song.
Okay, let's go. What are the 5?
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Illinois, which is
Illinois, I think.
Illinois,
that's how you say it.
Illinois, which is which is Sufjan Stevens' show.
Mhm.
The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Suffs. And then Water for Elephants.
It's so interesting that that's the 5. There were so many that came out. Okay.
Yeah, I would have. When I was doing my prediction for what I thought would be nominated, and I didn't make a video for this one, but I thought The Notebook would come in instead of Water for Elephants. So it's nice to see that.
And we've been listening to music from Water for Elephants, and it's really good.
From Water for Elephants, and it's really good.
Yeah,
so,
I read the book many years ago, and it's a great book. I never saw the movie, but
so Water for Elephants is the only show that we've, apart from Illinois, which I've listened to because it's a concept album. Water for Elephants is the only show that has released a full cast album that I've listened to. But from the 2 or 3 songs I've heard from Suffs, they're amazing. From the few songs I've heard from Outsiders, it's also really good music.
Yeah.
And Hell's Kitchen has only released 1 song.
Outsiders has received sort of.
It did at the very beginning, and then it started to gain stuff.
Because I've been really excited by Outsiders.
It's gonna get a big fan base. It's gonna have a Newsies type of reaction. I have a feeling that Outsiders will get a pro shoot because it's definitely gonna have the same reception that Newsies did.
Yeah.
Lots of young teenagers, lots of young boys who are gonna want to go in and play roles in Outsiders like I do.
Yeah. So what's your prediction, or do you want to hear mine first?
Mom, you can go first this time.
Mine is, I'm gonna say Suffs.
That's what I'm gonna say too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So,
I mean, I don't know why Suffs. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's the musical of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's political message.
Yep.
It's produced by Malala and Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
So they'll all have Tonys. But it's definitely the show.
Yeah.
I think
I
of
think
the
it sh-
year.
I think
It's the
it'll
show
win.
that's gotten lots of praise.
Yeah.
I could see
It doesn't have a puppet elephant.
it doesn't have a big puppet elephant and
But as we know,
backflips, but maybe
sometimes
that's
a giant puppet is not the
No.
winning.
it's not the winning thing. We
piece.
saw King Kong. We saw King Kong on Broadway. It doesn't have acrobatics. It's
Yeah.
not a big spectacle. It's not this major show, but I
Yeah.
think that will work in its favor.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Illinois could also get in there, because it's not this I mean, it is, because it's all dance and it's all singing. But from what I've seen, it looks like it's a smaller show.
I'm excited to hear the music just because I really
Musical.
What's next?
Best book. Wow, we're going to book. That's kind of a weird thing to jump to, but we can do best book.
Okay.
And this one, obviously, I haven't seen any of these shows, so we can't speak on how we've perceived the book.
So what are the 5?
Hell's Kitchen, The Notebook, The Outsiders, Suffs, Water for Elephants.
Want to hear mine?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say The Notebook.
Okay. I'm gonna say Suffs.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Suffs because, Passion Project, Stage for a Manor alum.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Good role for
good role.
young actor somewhere down the road.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's definitely and like it's been a passion project, which is why for best original score,
Yeah.
written for the theater. So here's where things get tricky, right?
Yeah.
Days of Wine and Roses, music and lyrics Adam Patel. Here Lies Love, lyrics by David Byrne, music by David Byrne and Fatboy Slim.
Uh-huh.
The Outsiders, Jamestown Revival and Justin Levin.
Yep.
Stereophonic,
So interesting.
Will Butler.
Okay.
And then Suffs.
Suffs again. Okay.
And this is why it's for the theater and not for musical theater,
Yeah.
because shows like Stereophonic that are plays can come in and get nominations. Will they win?
What's
I don't
another
know,
example
but-
of a play that has like music like that? I'm trying to think of
Indecent.
something. Oh, Indecent. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Suffs.
Are you again? You're
I'm gonna
just
say
like
Suffs again.
you're like
I
Team
think
Suffs.
I know I'm Team Suffs, but I'm saying that I think in the musical I don't think it'll get anything in performance categories, but I think that in this book category, music category, best musical category, I think it'll really work to its favor. And from the songs I've heard from Suffs, they're really good.
Okay.
And so
Yeah. I mean, sure. Suff sounds good.
Suffs, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say Stereophonic, but
Yeah.
Stereophonic is nominated for everything, so
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like Suffs. Suffs is a good choice.
Oh, we can get to revivals now. This is the good
Yay,
stuff. This is the good stuff, because this is what we can speak on this.
We can speak on this. Plus, I think we know some of these plays,
And we know some of the people.
even though we didn't see, and we know some of the people.
We know
It's
some of the
true.
people in these plays.
Yeah.
Okay. Best revival of the play only has 3 this year, because there were only 4 revivals. Or there were 5 revivals this year. And of the 5 revivals, which were An Enemy of the People, Appropriate, For the Victorious, Uncle Vanya, and Doubt, the 3 that got nominated were An Enemy of the People, which had a new version by Amy Herzog, which is another nomination for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Appropriate by Brandon Jacob Jenkins,
Mm-hmm.
and For the Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or should I go?
You go.
I'm gonna say Appropriate.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say too.
I've heard
I've heard great things.
amazing
Yeah, me
things
too.
about Appropriate,
Me too.
and
I'm really surprised Uncle Vanya didn't get a nod.
I'm really surprised too. But I haven't heard. I've heard really great things about William Jackson Harper, who got a nomination for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard really great things about Steve Carell and about Alison Pill and about the cast
Mm-hmm.
and Alfred Molina.
Mm-hmm. But it's a gorgeous
And it's a
script.
gorgeous play, but I just heard that the adaptation, that the revival is kind of boring.
Really? Yeah.
That the director, who also directed Appropriate, definitely put all her focus into Appropriate, and then sort of took a back burner on Uncle Vanya, and that didn't really translate as well into the
like
stage.
it needed something kind of new.
It needed a new take to it, and the performers were sort of the new take to it,
Okay.
and it needed
That's
a new
fair.
direction too.
Well, I've heard great things about Appropriate.
And I understand
so-
why Doubt didn't get in, because they had to do that replacement with Amy
Yeah.
Ryan, and so it just
didn't happen.
didn't happen. But I adore Doubt.
Oh, really?
I love the play Doubt.
Yeah. It's
and we
because you're
saw-
such a huge.
We saw John Patrick Shanley's I don't know if you can see it up there.
Brooklyn Laundry.
But we saw his other play that was off Broadway
Yeah.
called Brooklyn Laundry, and we got to meet some of the awesome people that were in it.
You're kind of a John Patrick Shanley fan.
I love John Patrick Shanley.
Yeah.
And fun story, I got, when we were in New York this year,
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet so Michael Esper, who's in Appropriate,
Uh-huh.
he plays one of the children, not one of the kids, but one of Sarah Paulson's siblings, I think.
Siblings, yeah. One of the adult children.
One of the adult children, I think. So I met his mom, who teaches at the acting studio that my dad learned. My dad was a student at the acting studio that she teaches. The Esper's acting studio.
Yeah.
And so I got to go in there, and I got to meet her, and we got to walk around. We got to talk a little bit. It was really cool. And she said that Appropriate was amazing. So I don't know.
And she's probably a little
biased because her son is in it.
Yeah.
And he's playing a major role in it. But
yeah.
That being said,
there you go.
So I'm gonna say Appropriate.
Go for it. What's next?
Revival of musical.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
So many good options.
So there are so many good options in
Yeah.
Revival of Musical this year.
There are. This was the year of the revival for musicals.
This was the year of the revival for the musicals. There's only 4 nominations this year because there were only 6 revivals.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that weren't included were The Wiz and Spamalot.
Mm-hmm.
Which I heard great things about Spamalot. Just doesn't really seem like type of show that would get into this category over Gutenberg, which was like was like shot because it had its cast. That cast that it did.
Yeah.
And The Wiz got mixed reviews. But the 4 nominations are definitely the 4 best reviewed shows of the year.
Yeah.
So first is Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club in the August Wilson Theater is the full title. Just a long title.
But it's because it's an
immersive
location based piece.
And so we can't speak on anything because unlike the other shows, they haven't even released any footage from this. The whole point of this experience is that you go in not knowing anything about the show, and you have this whole experience. And actually, when it was in New York, when it's on Broadway now, it's gotten mixed reviews. But when it was on the West End, it won an Olivier. It got critical acclaim. I'm sure that it translated well, and that the
and was it the whole cast that came over?
No,
the original. It wasn't
just
the whole
Eddie
cast,
Redmayne.
Just Eddie Redmayne. Okay.
So that is one of them, and it's like a huge deal within the Broadway world too. It's not just like yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a highly inaccessible show, though.
It's a very inaccessible show
because it's very, very expensive to go see. From what I've heard,
it is. Right now, tickets are selling like $400, $500 per ticket.
Which Broadway's expensive.
Broadway's expensive. Yeah. Broadway's usually like
Yeah.
If you sit in the far back, you could get tickets $70, $80. Sit up front, you can get tickets $200.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sitting in the back at this one, you're gonna get tickets for $400.
Yeah.
So it's kind of expensive. Gutenberg, the musical.
Yeah.
Which I've listened to the music from, and it's very funny. It's in this category because Andrew Rannells and Josh Gad play the leads. It had this huge life on the internet because they had the guest producers come in, and it was a big deal, and everyone was like, "Who's the guest producer at tonight?"
Yep.
And so that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that big of a show.
It's coming here on tour. I know you really want to see it.
It's not coming here on tour. It's a Gardner Galleria show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll be actors from.
Oh,
it'll probably be that guy who played Pierre.
Oh.
And that was in Josh Cohen too.
He's great.
He's really good. So.
Okay, sorry. Our dog is here, and she takes a lot of attention.
And then we've got my personal favorite of the 4, Merrily We Roll Along.
Yeah.
Which we saw. We could talk about this one.
Let's not talk too long about it though, because we're already probably long on this
amazing.
video. It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then Who's Tommy is the 4th.
Yeah.
Which I've heard great things about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Merrily.
I'm gonna say Merrily too.
And it's not because I'm biased, I swear. It is a star. It's like a studded cast. It's such a big cast. The production was amazing.
Show.
The show was amazing. Like they made this show that bombed when it first came out, like this supernova. It's the best reviewed show of the season, and it's like
I bawled.
I cried too. It was
really good.
It was like this big moment, and it is still this big moment for Broadway, and I think it is the show of the season. I think when I think about the show this year, I think of Merrily. So
yeah, it's Merrily.
It's Merrily for me. Okay, acting categories.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay, we're gonna do acting categories.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this up so I can remember names. You know all these names, but I don't. Okay, keep going. Go for it.
So we're doing best performance by an actor in a leading role in a play, which is a mouthful.
Okay.
We've got
this one.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got William Jackson Harper for Uncle Vanya.
Okay.
Leslie Odom Jr. for Pearly Victorious. I'm just gonna say Pearly. I'm not gonna say non-Confederate Rob for the Cotton Patch. Liev Schreiber for Doubt, a Parable. Jeremy Strong for Enemy of the People. And Michael Stahlberg for Patriots.
Wow.
This is a big year.
Yeah.
This is a big year for...
Can you guess who I'm gonna...
I can guess who Mom's gonna vote for.
Who do you think I'm gonna vote for?
Jeremy Strong.
I'm gonna vote for Jeremy
But
Strong.
I have to pull up my Gold Derby on this one because
Only because I'm a huge Jeremy Strong fan. And I would love to have seen him in
Enemy of
Enemy of the People. I mean, I think there's a couple of amazing actors here. Michael Stahlberg. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say Leslie Odom Jr.
Are you really?
For
Fascinating.
Pearly Victorious, and I've heard that
Over Liev Schreiber. I would have thought you were going to say Liev Schreiber. Okay.
Because again, Doubt sort of
Yeah.
it sort of flew under the radar, even though it had the cast that it did.
Yeah.
I think the inclusion of Amy Ryan over Tyne Daly, who was playing it originally, actually helped boost it because even though people know Tyne Daly, people know Amy Ryan.
Yeah.
And a lot of people went to go see the show because they went to go see her.
Yeah. But Leslie Odom Jr. is who you...
Leslie Odom Jr. is who I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
I've heard that his performance was very funny. My worry is people will forget because his show closed a while ago. And so Jeremy Strong is sort of like the other person who could come in and get it.
Yeah.
But right now I'm going to stick with Leslie Odom Jr.
Okay.
Because I'm a big Leslie Odom Jr. fan. But again, what an amazing year for the acting category.
Yeah.
Because even people like William Jackson Harper have been doing theater for years.
Yeah.
And are just now finally getting the recognition.
Recognition?
Recognition. Stop.
I'm teasing you.
Finally getting the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah.
And he did Primary Trust off Broadway this year too, which he won a Drama League award for.
I don't think I knew that.
And that play won the Pulitzer Prize.
Okay.
This year. So it's a big year for William Jackson Harper.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it because I loved him in The Good Place.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. We can do actor. Yes, actress in a leading role in a play.
Okay. I'm gonna take off my glasses.
Betsy Adam for Prayer for the French Republic.
Okay.
Prayer for the French Republic.
Jessica
Lange for Mother Play. Rachel McAdams for Mary Jane. Sarah Paulson for Appropriate. Amy Ryan for Doubt, a Parable. Again,
yeah,
big year.
Big
year for the plays.
So I'm gonna say Amy Ryan for Doubt. I'm gonna say Amy Ryan for Doubt.
I'm gonna say Sarah Paulson.
I figured that's what you
for
say.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
Appropriate. Yeah. Appropriate.
I know lots of British people. I say appropriate, but I'm gonna say appropriate.
Okay.
I think people love Amy Ryan.
Yeah.
Jessica Lange has already won a Tony. Yeah. Rachel McAdams maybe, but she's just sort of she just started acting, and so maybe it'll take
just
her.
Started acting?
No, just started acting on Broadway.
Oh.
She just made her Broadway debut.
Yes.
Maybe it'll take her a little bit of time
Got
before
it.
she can get her Tony.
Yeah.
People love Sarah Paulson. I've heard she's amazing and appropriate. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Agreed. We probably need to speed up. We're going
Yeah,
long.
we do. No.
Are we okay?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
like 25 minutes. Okay. Actor in a leading role in a musical.
Here we go.
You're in feature.
Keep going. I'll find it. Here we go.
There's
Actor
Brody-
or actress?
Actor.
Okay.
Brody Grant for The Outsiders.
Okay.
Pony Boy.
Yep.
Jonathan Groff for Merrily We Roll Along.
Okay.
Dorian Harewood for The Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Darcy James for Days of Wine and Roses. Eddie Redmayne for Kit Kat Club. for Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. So I'm gonna say Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, me too.
He's been nominated 3 times as of now, and he hasn't won his Tony yet.
It's time, and
It
was
is time
amazing.
for him. He was amazing. He
Yeah.
sort of made that character work,
Yeah.
and he made that show work.
Yeah.
And the show wouldn't be the same if it was someone else playing Frank.
No.
And so
Yeah.
it's his time. He's gotten his stars on Broadway.
I agree.
So I'm gonna say Jonathan Groff. I think that's a pretty easy one for me.
Cool. Actress.
Actress in a leading role.
Okay.
Eden Espinza for Lempica.
Mm-hmm.
Malia Joy Moon for Hell's Kitchen. Kelly O'Hara for Days of Wine and Roses.
Mm-hmm.
Marianne Plunkett for The Notebook. And Gail Rankin for Cabaret at the Kit Kat.
Is Marianne Plunkett the one who played the young
She's the
role?
oldest.
Oh, okay.
And Dorian Harewood plays the oldest version of Noah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got
So
it,
those 2 are put in the lead categories, and then all the other ones are put into supporting.
That's why I was confused.
And I've heard that she, by the way, whether or not she wins, I've heard that she is amazing in The Notebook.
I'm sure.
And
That's
that
a
she
gorgeous
gives
role,
an amazing
too.
performance.
I'm going to say Eden Espinosa, only because I've heard really interesting things about Lempica, and I just don't know that I'm seeing it a lot in these nominations. So I don't really know a lot about it, but I'm just going to say...
It might get its stars for this. It closes tonight.
Does it really?
As of when we're recording this video, Lempica closes.
Okay.
So that was unfortunate. Our hotel was right across the street from Lempica.
It was, yeah.
And
when you were there in the
every day I would wake up and I would go... And I would come out, I would stretch up out of bed, and I would look out the window, and there'd be the Lempica sign.
Yeah.
There was actually, there was construction happening on the other side of the window.
True.
But it was, when I would go out and do my walk in the morning, I would walk right past the theater that held Lempica. So it's sad to see it close so early, but, that's the fate of
it is
some shows that don't really get its things. I'm sure New York City Center Encore's 2040 will have a ball when they do an encore performance of Lempica.
What's your guess?
I'm saying Millie Joy Moon.
Okay, in Hell's Kitchen.
I've heard that she's amazing.
Yeah, me too.
I think she'll get the same Miles Frost MJ treatment, where, she's sort of this new actress who's coming in. She gives a really great performance. They're going to give it to one new actress this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there you go.
She's the one to give it to.
Okay. What's next?
Actor in a featured role in a play.
In a play?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Will Brill for Stereophonic.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Gelb for Stereophonic. Jim Parsons for Mother Play. I'm going to take a break from Stereophonic.
Uh-huh.
Tom
Pacinka
for Stereophonic.
Mm-hmm.
And then Corey Stahl for Appropriate.
Want me to go?
Yeah.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons for Mother Play.
Yeah.
He has not won a Tony yet.
I know.
And he's been doing Broadway for a while.
Yeah.
But
like, I would have imagined he would have gotten nominated. Maybe he was nominated for Boys in the Band.
He was nominated for Boys in the Band.
Yeah.
But I don't think he won.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm going to say he wins next year as the stage manager in our town.
Okay. That's
But
fair.
I'm going to say this year Corey Stahl wins.
Okay.
Because
there you go.
I actually asked a question on the Tony Awards takeover yesterday for Appropriate, and they answered my question, and it was Corey Stahl who answered my question. So
really?
So thank you, Corey Stahl.
So thank you, Corey.
You're definitely not watching this video, but thank you, Corey Stahl, for
if anybody has access
answering.
to Corey. Okay.
Yeah, and I've also heard that he's amazing. So.
Oh my gosh, Pearly Q.
You're being crazy.
I know. Okay, best performance.
Best
by
performance by an actress in a featured role in the play.
Okay.
Quincy Tyler Bernstein for Doubt.
Yep.
Labyrinth actor. That's a lab actor right there.
Oh really? There
That's
you go.
a lab actor.
We're into Labyrinth because Liam's dad.
What are we doing?
Was associated with Lab many years ago. Okay.
Juliana Canfield for Stereophonic. Yep. Celia Keenan Bolger for Mother Play.
Yep.
Sarah Pigeon for Stereophonic.
Yep.
And Kara Young for Prolific Toys.
I just don't know how to.
Kara Young also lab actress.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So look at all those. Look at the live actors pulling through these 2 years because David Zayas, Mr. Zayas, got one last year.
I know. I don't know. Let's say Sarah Pigeon for Stereophonic.
See, that was what I was going to say, too.
Oh, really?
Right?
Now, why...
I've been between...
Yeah. Why...
Sarah Pigeon and Kara Young.
Okay.
For Pearly Victorious.
Okay.
Because she was... I've heard that she and Leslie Odom Jr. are great together on stage.
I'm
They have great
sure.
chemistry together on stage.
Mhm.
But that Kara Young is actually better than Leslie Odom Jr.
Well,
And
that's a thing.
And it's nice to say that that would be the person who would. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Kara Young,
Okay.
just so that we can have a little
competition.
a little difference between us.
Okay.
But yeah, Sarah Pigeon plays the female singer,
Mhm.
and if you listen to her on the track, she's got a beautiful voice too,
Okay.
which I think might be one of the factors into getting her.
There you go.
So, okay, we're almost done.
What's next?
Featured actor in a musical. That should be up.
Featured actor in a musical.
There you go. It is.
Oh, right there. No, that's best.
No, that's it.
Oh,
Best
sorry.
performance.
Okay, sorry.
Best performance.
Yep.
Roger Bart for
Okay.
Back to the Future the musical.
I'm sort of underwhelmed. Okay.
Joshua Boone for The Outsiders.
Okay. Which
Where?
role did Joshua Boone play?
He's playing
Does it matter? You don't need to look it up. One of the
hold on.
boys. Don't worry about it. I'll read the rest.
I know who he's playing. Hold on. He's playing Dallas.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. He's playing Dallas.
The role that Matt Dillon played in the movie.
And then Brandon Victor Dixon for Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
Sky Lakota Lynch, who's playing the role that we were talking about yesterday. He's playing
The role that Ralph
Ralph
Macchio
Macchio
played.
played.
Yep, in the movie.
and then Daniel Radcliffe for Merrily.
Yep.
And so
And did you get Steven Skybell?
Oh, and Steven Skybell.
Yeah.
For Cabaret at
Yeah.
the Kit Kat Club.
Yeah.
So as much as I'd like to give it to one of the Outsiders boys, they'll have their time. They'll be on Broadway for a
They're
while.
all like 10.
They're all like 19, so they'll be good. Not winning this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Daniel Radcliffe.
Of course, Daniel Radcliffe. And
Again,
like well earned.
hasn't even gotten a Tony nomination yet.
I mean,
has been doing Broadway for like 15 years since he did
I
Equus.
think a lot of people think, oh well, he's a movie star, but he's done a ton of theater.
Ever since Harry Potter, all he's been doing is Broadway.
Because he
did Equus
when he was like
during Harry
18,
Potter.
17 or
While
18.
he was shooting Harry Potter,
Yeah.
he did Equus. Then he did How to Succeed in Business.
Yeah.
Then he did Cripple of Inishmaan.
Yeah.
And then he did
And let's be honest, he was lovely in Merrily. He was really great in Merrily.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him win. Okay.
And he's, again, like he's earned, says, Equus, Cripple of Inishmaan, Lifespan of a Fact he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
lots of stuff.
Merrily. So yeah, he's definitely earned his stars.
Yep.
Like Jonathan Groff has. I'm
Okay.
surprised he hasn't gotten nominated yet.
So best actress.
Best performance by an actress in a featured role in a musical.
Okay.
Shoshana Bean for Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Amber Iman for Limpica.
Yep.
Nikki M. James for Suffs.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Rodriguez Kritzer for Spamalot.
Yeah, that's the only Spamalot nod.
Yeah, she plays the Lady of the.
Yeah, I figured.
It's that's a good thing.
It's a good role.
To get in. Kesha Lewis for Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay Mendez for Merrily. And then Bebe Neuwirth for Cabaret.
Yeah.
So Kesha Lewis obviously is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Bebe Neuwirth
is
Bebe Neuwirth, and also she's playing,
yeah,
she's playing a pineapple role in Cabaret, and that's obviously an amazing role.
Yeah.
And so they're both stars,
mm-hmm.
but I mean,
I've heard Shoshana Bean is.
Shoshana Bean is amazing
Yeah.
in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
But come on,
Lindsay Mendez.
it's Lindsay Mendez.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I think the only thing that could keep her away. I think the other thing that could keep her away from it is that she's already won. She won for Carousel.
That's right.
In the same category, she won for Carousel.
Yeah.
But
she was.
She gives the. I think out of the three, I would say she gives the best performance of the trio. Just for Not a Day Goes By reprise. Go listen to the Merrily Roll Along soundtrack revival and listen to Lindsay Mendez sing Not a Day Goes reprise, because
it'll break your heart.
It'll break your heart. It'll break your heart. I cried
Just
in the
listening to it?
theater, and I just cried just listening to it because.
So this is the
she
thing
gives me
about
movie
this role,
performance.
though, is I do really think Jonathan Groff is going to get it.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Radcliffe should
get
and
it.
I don't know that they'll sweep. I don't know that trio
You don't
will
know
sweep.
if they'll sweep the category?
I don't know. Will they do that?
I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know. When you're the best reviewed show of the year.
Is that it?
You do. I think that's it.
Okay, that's good.
I would say direction of a musical. I would say Maria Fried should bid for Merrily Roll Along.
You loved the direction and the
Merrily.
choreography and you
Yeah.
really dug.
I was a big
all
fan.
of
I was a big
those
fan of
things.
the direct.
And you
the
loved
directorial
this.
aspect
You
of
went
Merrily.
on and on and on about the set.
I did. I
And you
blabbed and blabbed and
you
blabbed
went
about the set.
on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the set, which I thought was really
And
sweet.
it did not get a scene design
Because it's not
nomination.
necessarily
not-
what you. No, I was going to say is
Yeah.
you don't necessarily. That's not your first go to
Mm-mm.
when you look at theater and you look at direction and you look at even sound and light.
Yeah, and shows like
Yeah.
Great Gatsby, which I think might be in costume. Like you look
Yeah.
at the set, you look at the costumes, like that's a spectacle show.
Yeah.
Water for Elephants,
Yeah.
but
Merrily
Merrily,
was definitely stripped down.
the set
Yeah.
was so amazing, but it definitely wasn't. It wasn't
Eye
something
candy.
that stood out. It stood out to me because I have that eye, but to some other people probably
This
wouldn't have
was
stood out as
just
much.
a set.
But yeah, I mean, I thought the direction of Merrily was amazing. Again, like that show when it started did not work, and I feel like the directorial choices that they made,
Made the
helped
difference.
the show
Yeah.
work a little bit better, as well as obviously
Oh,
the trio.
that final scene.
Yeah, and the scene, and again, Not a Day Goes reprise. That scene
Ah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Is
but
that
that
it?
is it for us.
Anything else that we want to talk about?
I don't have anything I want to talk about because there's nothing else I can do. That's all I have to say.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Great.
come on again.
Awesome.
I like to talk. Bye. Look
Bye.
at me. I did a hit thumbs up too.
Wow, look at us.
Bye.